Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. Welcome to another Lonely Podcast weekly recommendations, where I recommend the podcast, movie, and book of the week. So, let's start. The podcast of the week is on the Tim Ferriss show, hosting Andrew Rosener. The title of this podcast is Becoming the Haikido Scallop King, Leasing Blue Chip URLs, Life Tenants from Tuna, Selling 8-Figure Domains, and more. Andrew Rosener is an entrepreneur and the founder and CEO of MediaOptions and an overall excellent salesman. During this conversation, Ferriss and Rosener talks about a variety of topics, including Rosener's origin story, his experience in the seafood industry, his legendary mentor, Tuna, and much more. However, the most important topic of this podcast is Rosener's unique expertise on the internet domain names market. Rosener was one of the first big players to enter this market and provides an extremely interesting perspective on this sphere. He explains how and why he ended up purchasing thousands of domain names, what new ideas and development he brought into this market, how having a lot of domain names can generate an incredible amount of passive income, and why, according to Rosener, this market is still in its infancy. I have enjoyed this conversation for one big reason. I did not know much about this topic and I've learned a ton, and I believe that you would enjoy it as well. So for the podcast of the week is Tim Ferriss hosting Andrew Rosener on the Tim Ferriss show. Now, movie of the week. Well, the movie of the week is The Goldfinger. It's not the James Bond movie. It is an incredible new Chinese movie starring Tony Leung and Andy Lau. These are two giant Chinese superstars. And this is probably their last appearance together, given their late age, I would say. So the story revolves around the main character called Henry Chung, played by Tony Leung. He comes to Hong Kong with nothing and becomes one of the most successful businessmen in the country within a few years, building an international giant conglomerate with businesses all over the world. I would say that Ching's character is a combination of Jordan Belfort, also known as the Wolf of Wall Street, and the Godfather. Chang is being investigated by Lau Ka-yang, this really quote-unquote righteous investigator who is a super kind and moral family man who becomes obsessed with Chang and is spending all of his time trying to take him down. I would say this is an absolutely fantastic movie. It is super exciting, it's thrilling, and the acting is absolutely phenomenal from these two Chinese giants. Even though this movie is in Cantonese, I'm sure everyone can appreciate it. It's absolutely amazing. There are 2 points that I would make about this movie, 2 negative points. The first one, I think this movie is something like 15 minutes too long. The second point is that I don't know why, but for an odd reason, literally all of the non-Asian actors are absolutely terrible. I don't know why it is, but it is like that. Other than those 2 elements, I think this is a great movie to watch, and I highly recommend you to go to the theaters and watch it. So, the movie of the week, The Goldfinger. Lastly, the book of the week, The Psychology of Money by MorganHousel. In this fairly short and super easy to read book, MorganHousel provides some of the best pieces of advice I have ever received on money management and investment. Unlike so many other books in this area, Housel is not actually focused on get-rich-quick schemes or how to make as much money as you can. Alternatively, he's actually focused on long-term investment and, more importantly, not just how to make money, but how to keep it long-term. This book is filled with brilliant anecdotes from true stories about many different individuals who one day were on the top and the day after reached rock bottom. This book is absolutely fantastic. I have gifted it multiple times and I highly, highly recommend it. I truly believe everyone should read this book. If there is one book you want to read about money management and investment, is The Psychology of Money by MorganHousel. Okay, so to summarize, the podcast of the week, the Tim Ferriss Show hosting Andrew Rosener talking about the market of internet domain names. The movie of the week, The Goldfinger, and the book of the week, The Psychology of Money by MorganHousel. I hope you will enjoy, and let's hope that 2024 is a much better year than the previous one.